Coach Kilduff.
Coach Kilduff.
Coach Kilduff.
Coach Kilduff was one of the most knowledgeable coaches that we've ever had.
Is many things, you know. Many people saw him as the crazy old man yelling and spitting on us when we were on the sideline.
He was kind of crazy, you know, getting in your face.
But we saw him as something different. You know, Coach Kilduff was trying to be an innovator in Randolph High School with basketball.
Coach Kilduff was one of the most knowledgeable coaches I've ever had in my life, and always knew what to say. I'd like to thank him for all that he's done, because without him, we would not be the basketball team we are. Really thankful and honored that he was our coach at one point, but I decided to use that as motivation to work harder and start playing well in our games, and it worked. As our last county game, we won to Jefferson in OT, and it was a big win for us, and I can only thank Kilduff for that, as well as my other teammates who were there working hard.
I've been playing with this team since I was a freshman. You know, I wasn't too good at the beginning, but once I met Coach Kilduff, he explained to me like different ways to play this game and boost my IQ in the game of basketball. He taught me how to be a better shooter, better dribbler, better ball handler. You know, he started doing things in practice like these types of drills that make to show if we have heart or not, and he was touching us. You know, all of our games started being more personal because nobody thought that we could ever be good because we were Randolph, and nobody ever thought Kilduff was a good coach. But you know, even though we had one leading scorer, he's we still gave it our all and played as a team because of Kilduff. He taught us how to be a family. He taught us how to come together and be more than just a basketball team. You know, got a lot of new additions to the team. Anthony, Thayer, Ben. You know, we got a lot. It's a majority of a junior team, but all the people that played last year knew what they felt like in the locker room last year, and we don't want that feeling again. That's why it's meaning that much more to us.
This year as a senior for the Randolph basketball program, I wasn't here for the last 2 years. You know, I played as a freshman, which had nothing to do with varsity, and then I came back and started my senior year. And I started with Coach Kilduff in the beginning of the season. And he didn't know me too well. He knew my name, and I knew who he was just because my friends were always on the team. But it was a different experience. He went for what we've never achieved, which is a county title, and that was his dream. He would stay up till 2 in the morning watching film to try to help us, and we would have to dedicate all we can.
Being the new kid in school, you know, I wasn't sure what to expect, joining a new basketball team. I knew it would be a pretty good experience. When at my first basketball meeting, I saw the guys, you know, didn't know what to expect, didn't know what kind of season. And then I heard Coach Kilduff talk, and it sounded like we had a pretty good team, and we were, you know, ready to win some tournaments and even counties. And coming in, I didn't know what the meaning of counties were. I didn't know what the significance of the school was. But once I met Jaron, and he took me in, and the rest of the guys took me in, they, you know, taught to me what counties meant to them and how it got robbed from them last year. So I couldn't wait to be a part of the team and help out with bringing a county championship to the school, which was one of Kilduff's main reasons for coaching here. At the beginning of the season, he was really excited about getting back to the Cali semifinals and hopefully playing Chatham again so we could beat them. Because last year we got robbed by the refs, and I'm actually really upset about that. So this year he's coming back with like a full head of steam. We started off kind of rough, 1-6. We were 1-5.
Off 1-6, we started off not playing well.
And at first I was thinking like, this guy is nothing. Like, he's not going to take us anywhere. But
he was still with us. You know, he was there every day at practice, studying all the film, doing all he can. He gave us a notice at a game that due to medical issues, which his doctor had announced previously the week before, he thought he'd be able to continue, but he realized that he really couldn't.
You could tell he started progressively getting worse. And he came to us and he said
Randolph High School forced him to resign.
Felt really bad when he had to leave.
That he was being forced to resign.
He was going to be away from the games, trying to avoid the stress, but still part of the team.
When he announced his absence of leave and had to resign, I was very upset and couldn't really deal with it and didn't know what our team would do.
You know, when he told us that, he made sure that we knew that it wasn't him jumping ship basically as a captain. You know, it's not that we were 1-6 and he didn't want to be with his team anymore, because it's quite the opposite. Kilduff was always there with us, and he was the first one to have our back, as he always told us.
But I think after that, it kind of gave us a boost to start playing good and realizing that, you know, Kilduff not being here, even though his spirit was here, we had to really start playing hard and you try to get this county tournament for him.
His biggest dream was winning a county title with his team.
Like, once we got to the county semifinals, everybody was doubting us. Even though we lost, we still fought like hell, because we still gave it our all and played as a team because of Kilduff. He taught us how to be a family. He taught us how to come together. And in the locker room after we lost to Chatham and that bullshit of a semifinal game, everybody was crying. And for the seniors, I feel bad for them. Garrett, Connor, Matt, and Julian, because I know that meant a lot to them, just like it does for us. And this year we come back with like a mentality that we should win this for them and for Kilduff.
I decided to use that as motivation to work harder and start playing well in our games.
But he really helped me out with introducing me to the new style of play and all the new plays and just the intensity we had to bring to practice every day.
He was really good at preaching his word to the people.
Like, all of his speeches meant something to us instead of like they weren't just bullshit. And you know, once we started winning a lot more games, I started realizing like he meant a lot more than what he was saying.
Today we keep him updated. You know, we play for him, dedication of him.
It's just been us trying our best to give Kilduff a title, what he deserves from the beginning of the season, because he's still with our team and always will be.
As one of his new players, I would just like to give the team thanks and Coach Kilduff thanks.
Thank you.
This year we play for Kilduff.
We're doing it for you. It's for Kilduff.
#Counties for Kilduff.